Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. In this week's episode, we're looking at how to avoid burnout. Let's go! Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. So in this week's episode, we're looking at how you can avoid burnout and tactics and reasons why it may or may not occur. So a little bit of a different one this week. It's a little bit less about recruitment, more about self-help, I suppose. But I just wanted to give you my take on it, my opinion on it, and by all means go and take professional advice. I'm not a professional, just wanted to give you my take on it really. And it's come from a few people, not within Rogers McHugh, but externally speaking to me, saying that they were struggling with burnout and they were knackered all the time, struggling with fatigue, struggling to get motivated. So how do you avoid burnout? Well, for me, I think the first thing is you need to be in a mentally stimulating job. So it's got to be something that challenges you, and obviously I've put challenging down there, but that you can have clear goals with, and that is stimulating on a day-to-day basis mentally, so that you're constantly thinking, you're constantly being pushed into new areas. You're developing as a person as well, so you're not at the same level, you're progressing within the business, and that's giving you fresh, mentally stimulating challenges, and it drives you forward to want to do more. For me, I find now that in my role as director of Rogers McHugh, I get a lot less burnout or no burnout. I felt the effects of burnout a little bit when I was in an employed role, and it was because it was the same thing every day. I wasn't given any ownership over decisions. I was going through the motions a lot of the time, but it was still, long hours, very focused, and although I was setting goals, I didn't feel necessarily like I could impact them as much as I wanted to, and it wasn't as mentally stimulating. Once I'd become good at the recruitment piece, it wasn't as mentally stimulating as I needed, and since I'm moving into the directorship role at Rogers McHugh, or setting up Rogers McHugh I should say, it's a lot more mentally stimulating. There's always different things to be attacking, whether it's the YouTube channel, whether it's training internally, whether it's the systems and processes we have in the business, whether it's recruitment, the whole thing. It's mentally stimulating, it keeps me busy, keeps my mind occupied, but it's always different things, and I feel like I can really attack the goals based on that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is it's got to be enjoyable. Yes, it's got to be challenging, which we've spoke about, but it's got to be enjoyable. You've got to wait by the job that you do, and if you're not, I would argue you need to go and get a different job, to be quite honest, because you work for long enough and for many hours of the week and for many years of your life that if it's something you don't enjoy, I would always advocate go and change your job. And that's something that maybe I should have done sooner in my career, because I've worked for companies that I didn't enjoy working for. I didn't get the satisfaction of working for them. It wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't a nice place to work. There were issues that I didn't like. So taking my own advice, probably should have made that move a bit sooner, because it does get you down. It does make you irritable. It makes you not a nice person, and ultimately, like I say, you spend a lot of time with your work colleagues, so yes, you've got to enjoy and get on with them. You've got to enjoy the job you do in the company that you're working for as well. And I think if you do, and you're bouncing out of bed and you're happy to go to work, then that's a great place to be, and that will definitely avoid burnout. And the third thing that I've put here is regular exercise. So I run. I do long runs, so I ran the London Marathon. I'm running another marathon, and obviously training for that, you've got to put the miles in. So could be out of the house for 3.5 hours at a time doing a run. I accept not everybody's got that flexibility or that ability to do that, or the desire to want to do that. But even a walk, the sun is shining, go and feel at one with nature. It's going to sound woo-woo, which is absolutely fine, and it doesn't. And I'm not necessarily that type of person in general, but I do enjoy being outside in the fresh air, feeling the sunshine, and even, like I say, even if it's not physical exercise in terms of running or going to the gym, go out for a walk, spend time with your family, chat, laugh, enjoy your downtime, knowing that you're going to have to switch back on again at some point, and you won't mentally burn out. I probably work more than I should. I'm on the weekends. My laptop is always on at some point over the weekend, as well as Monday to Friday, and in the evenings a lot of the time as well. So I am probably one of the people that could feel the effects of burnout. So I try and do this, and exercise for me is important because that's some downtime. It's away from the computer, it's outside. I love going for walks with the family, with the kids, out into the fresh air. The running that I do, it just gets me away from it all. It means that I can process things in my mind. If I've got stuff going on, I can process it, or even better, I can switch off. I can listen to some podcasts, I can listen to some music, I can just get some downtime, and it just recharges the batteries a little bit, and it means that I can go again when I've next switched on, and it stops that burnout. So I believe burnout is real. I believe a lot of people can suffer from it, and there's just a few tactics and techniques that I feel will help that. If you're in a job that you don't like and it's hard work and it's not overly mentally stimulating, but you're constantly having to go through the grind, I believe that burnout is a very strong possibility, especially if you're not getting outside, getting some fresh air, doing some exercise, doing things that you enjoy. So again, if it's not mentally stimulating, if it's not enjoyable, change your environment, because it's only going to lead to that burnout that nobody wants. So 3 tips there, how I think you should be able to avoid burnout. Like I say, I do believe it's real, I do believe it's an issue, but for me, I don't feel, whilst running Rogers McHugh, I will experience that because it is mentally stimulating. I do have goals that I'm working to every week of the year, and it is enjoyable, but I do try and get out and get some regular exercise as well. And I think if any of those 3 things slip, then I think you could be on a bit of a slippery slope, and nobody wants that. Everybody wants to be happy, everybody wants to enjoy what they're doing, and nobody wants to experience burnout. So slightly different video this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. If there's anything that you want me to cover, any topics that you want me to cover, put it in the comments, and we'll get round to it. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow the YouTube channel at the minute, and the viewership, and the YouTube algorithms love subscribers. We're looking at the stats every week, and at the minute over 70% of the people that watch the video aren't subscribers. So if that's you, if you've watched this video and you've not subscribed to the channel, do me a favour, go over to the channel now, subscribe to it. You'll be notified when the next video comes out, and we'll be back next week, and we'll see you then.